You're cuter than a little gummy bear and you're lovely than a lotus flower. And you look like the girl from Wednesday. Yeah, you do. No, Jenna Ortega.
Wrestling fans have got to be some of the weirdest people on the planet. Now, in professional wrestling, there are a lot of beautiful women. There are a lot of talented women that are in professional wrestling that one would say is very attractive and have a lot of pretty faces and a lot of assets, if you know what I mean. And as a heterosexual man, I can acknowledge when there are beautiful women. And as a heterosexual man, I can appreciate a woman's beauty as well as her talent in the ring. But alas, there is a subsection of fans that cannot do that. Not every fan is as level-headed as I am. There are some genuine creeps in the IWC. Hell, not even just the IWC, but in real life as well.
This fan got too touchy with Scarlett. While wrestling in the indies, she was involved in a 6-woman tag team match, and at one point she did a crossbody off the top turnbuckle, and when she stood up, a fan grabbed her from behind, giving her an inappropriate and creepy hug. Scarlett tweeted about the incident, stating it isn't okay to touch a wrestler without consent, and she didn't even process what happened till later on.
Grown-ass men touching and groping women over the barricade. At this point, we're gonna have to bring back the glass panels on the barricade like they had in 2020, because some wrestling fans just can't keep their hands to themselves. Another thing about being a wrestling fan is sometimes you'll have the privilege of taking a picture with your favorite wrestler. And while you'll have certain people that are very respectful and keep their boundaries between them and the wrestler, you'll have weirdos that specifically link with the female wrestlers just to take pictures like this, and like this, and like this. Not to mention people in the IWC constantly making sexist remarks about women as if we're still in 1999.
Remember that time Alexa Bliss had beef with JD from New York? Back in 2020, there was WWE drama when controversial wrestling podcaster and YouTuber JD from New York made inappropriate comments about Alexa Bliss.
I guarantee you she's one of those women that just lays there and just takes it. Can you imagine being in bed with Alexa Bliss, man, and she performs the same way she does in the ring?
This prompted a response from Alexa Bliss on Twitter where she ripped into JD, and the WWE roster would come to her defense as well. JD would then take to Twitter to respond angrily and cry over the criticism, and to this day JD and Alexa Bliss don't like each other.
And it's gotten so bad that even people in the IWC are starting to recognize it.
Some of y'all make it so embarrassing to be like fans of wrestling or like WWE. Also, I'm not driving, by the way. I'm in line for an oil change. But like, the creepy ass men make it so weird for like the girls and the gays, like, or just any normal person to be a fan of wrestling. Like, for example, y'all know, I don't know if y'all have ever seen like, these creepy ass Instagram and like Twitter pages where they're like posting women in like in certain positions where like certain body parts are exposed. Like, it's just disgusting and fucking weird. And then they're racist, homophobic. It's just like, y'all make it so like, ugh, like literally like skin crawling to tell people I'm a fan of wrestling because y'all are so fucking embarrassing. Anyway, on a positive note, we're all like the normal like wrestling and WWE fans that are not like just obsessed with objectifying women and being racist and problematic and just literally like overall fucking creeps. Where are those girls? Like, guys, wherever. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I can't.
Hi. As someone who's been a pro wrestling fan since high school, I've noticed certain behaviors in this fandom that really makes me question if I regret being part of this fandom. One of those behaviors in this fandom would be how several of the fans would mistreat the women's wrestlers and make sexist comments about them. For instance, a majority of fans are really weird toward the women's wrestlers. And by weird, I mean just really creepy. How often have I seen men in the comment sections or make posts about a women's wrestler's body? How often have I also seen men in relationships make disgusting comments towards the women's wrestlers? Very often, unfortunately, and it's disgusting, creepy, weird, and wrong. Another issue I have with those type of fans is that even though Vince McMahon sexually assaulted numerous of women and has many sexual assault charges made against him, and the fact that these types of fans still support him and would blame the victims. Although Vince McMahon is no longer in charge of WWE, He's still a terrible human being, and the victims deserve justice for his acts against them. This needed to be said, and I am tired of this behavior from this fandom.
I'm not gonna lie, bro was spitting about Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon and all of his shenanigans he was pulling in the late 1990s and the early 2000s have done irreparable damage to how the male audience view female wrestlers. Hell, not even just female wrestlers, but women in general. And this isn't me just being some snowflake or anything like that. I understand that there's a lot of beautiful women in professional wrestling today. But the difference between myself and these weirdos is that when I get in front of these women, I know how to control myself. If I meet any of these female wrestlers, the most they'll get out of me is a, hey, I appreciate what you do for the business. Do you mind if we take a picture together? If they say, yeah, cool. If they say no, all right, I appreciate it. God bless. And I keep it pushing. But you have wrestling fans that will get mad at a wrestler, particularly a female wrestler, when they wait all day outside of an airport just to take a picture with them and they say no. Like, it's bad enough when they go to those contractually obligated conventions and have to take pictures with you and you act weird. But you'll go out of your way to sit outside of an airport like it's a midnight release of GTA 6 and wait for a wrestler who is tired as hell to jump in their face and be like, oh, can you sign this? Hey, can you take a picture? Hey, da-da-da-da. And get mad when they brush you off. Bro, it's early as shit. And then when they don't get their way, they go on social media and they start to slander them.
We need to talk about what happened in this video with Stephanie and the fan. The guy in the video said that Stephanie was fake and that she wouldn't take a picture with him, saying that all the other females wrestlers did with no problem. Stephanie posted on Twitter that she always stops and is very kind to her fans. I can vouch for this. She is very kind. Yesterday was her birthday and she was having a really bad day, and that everybody who asked, she was polite about it, said no, and everyone understood and respected her, except this person who followed her for a long time, saying hurtful things and making her feel uncomfortable. She told him no multiple times, and he kept following her and recording. And now he posted on social media and obviously posted the part where he felt made him look like the good guy, but it did not. As we know, you are not entitled to a photo. Most people pretty much get this, but here's the thing that really irks me, is that he felt that it was okay to do this to a woman. I am pretty sure that he wouldn't have had the guts to do that or say that to somebody like an Obafemi, a CM Punk, or anybody like that. And that's what really, really bothers me on top of all of this, is that he felt that it was okay to harass her. Now, most people here, I would say no, that they wouldn't treat somebody like this, but it is wrong. And I'm so glad that Stephanie actually said something on social media.
Like, huh? And listen, I can excuse the weird comments they make about women online. Hell, if I wanted to, I could overlook them touching women at the shows. But the one thing I can't ignore is the male fans stalking female wrestlers. Bro, these niggas are so down bad, they're sneaking into these women's houses and hotel rooms.
So this guy was there to kidnap you, harm you?
Yeah.
Maybe worse?
Yeah. His whole thing was he wanted to be my boyfriend, I guess, and he was mad that I wasn't into his gender as a whole. And so he
had no shot.
He had no shot, and he was angry about that. He was deep in my request folder. Like, I'd never seen his messages to me, which he had been sending for 3-4 years. But she saw a message and she was like, hey, Daria, this is concerning. He has my address. He had her address, her mother's house. And he had sent the address and said, I know where you live. I'm coming to get Daria and I'm going to kill you. So I saw that and I actually sent it over to WWE and was like, hey, like, this is concerning. And, you know, I guess tried to trace it back and nothing came of it. And so we all kind of thought nothing of it. It's another, you know, scary fan. And then 2 months later, he was in my living room.
He was in your living room? Like, he didn't knock on the door? Or...
No, like the break-in, I mean.
Wow.
Like, the break-in happened 2 months later.
Like, that shit is diabolical. Listen, it's okay to be attracted to these women. It's cool to be like, damn, she bad, or damn, she got a cake. But it's another thing to be weird with them in person and stalk them and go to their house. If you are fortunate enough to meet your favorite female wrestler, please be respectful. Don't be touching on them inappropriately. Don't be saying weird shit to make them feel weird. Take a shower, put deodorant on, and just be a normal, decent human being. A lot of these women are in committed relationships and married. A lot of these women are somebody's mom, sister, or daughter. And listen, I can acknowledge that there is a lot of gooner bait in professional wrestling these days. But don't get yourself put on a list because you can't control yourself.